There's more to dietary fiber than you may realize. It impacts our daily lives and has a lot of health benefits beyond what happens in the bathroom. My name's Racey, and I'm a member of the What About Wheat Scientific Advisory Council. I have a PhD in human health and nutritional sciences, and I'm so excited to talk to you about dietary fiber and how it benefits our bodies. Canadians are not getting enough dietary fiber. You may not realize it, but you're not eating enough, and neither are your kids. In fact, kids and adults alike are actually only eating about half the amount we should be each day. Canadian adults need 25 to 38 grams of fiber per day, and children need 19 to 25 grams. This is dependent on different life stages and growth. But why does dietary fiber matter? Well, it's actually been classified as a nutrient of public health concern by the National Academy of Medicine because the underconsumption of dietary fiber has been linked in the scientific literature to adverse health outcomes. But what exactly is dietary fiber? Dietary fiber comes from plant-based foods and are the parts of the plants that we can't digest and cannot be absorbed by our gut. Think of it as the roughage from the fruits and vegetables that we eat. And what does dietary fiber do for us? It has a lot of health benefits. For example, it positively impacts on our cholesterol, and this reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, which is the second leading cause of death in Canada. It also impacts our blood glucose regulation, which reduces our risk for diabetes. 1/3 of Canadians actually suffer from diabetes. It helps improve our gut health and also allows us to feel fuller for longer, creating a sensation of satiety. And this supports healthy body weight management and thus also relates to reduced risk factors of diseases such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease. For a long time, the discussion has been around soluble and insoluble dietary fiber. But there is a new focus we need to be talking more about, and that's fermentability of dietary fiber. When you hear fermentability, you might think about kombucha and sauerkraut. Different than these fermented foods, dietary fiber found in plant-based foods such as wheat is the energy for our gut bacteria. The dietary fiber is fermented by the beneficial bacteria in our gut, and it's through this complex process that it produces short-chain fatty acids. These short-chain fatty acids play an important role in our health and disease risk reduction. They do this by reducing the pH of our gut, which creates more optimal conditions for the growth of good bacteria. They also interact with the barrier of our gut and improve the protection it can provide. Short-chain fatty acids enhance absorption of minerals by our gut. And lastly, they also provide energy for our gut bacteria and for us. Essentially, the production of short-chain fatty acids produces a full systemic response in our bodies, and that helps us feel fuller for longer, supports a healthy body weight, manages blood glucose regulation and cholesterol, among other things. So you might be wondering, how can I add dietary fiber to my diet, and what should I look for? Well, foods made with wheat can be high in dietary fiber, and they're easy, cost-effective, and delicious. You could try a whole wheat version of your favorite pasta or bread. You could start your day with a great wheat-based breakfast cereal, or you could add whole wheat flour in your favorite recipes. You can also look in the grocery store at the packaging and labels on food. High fiber means that food contains at least 4 grams of fiber per serving, or very high in fiber means it contains at least 6 grams per serving. And adults should aim for 10 grams of dietary fiber per meal to help them reach their daily target. So now that you've learned more about dietary fiber and that it's in many foods you might already be eating, how are you going to add more fiber to your plate to help reach your daily target?